Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Full-Time Sports Network's Cop Talk. Only place to be on a Thursday night at 10 o'clock. It's right here. Gentlemen, good evening, and thank you for joining me. I say good evening, Dr. Blake. How you doing, sir?
I'm very well, bro. How are you, man?
I'm good. 2 wins back-to-back, man. Loving that. Stoney?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm just on Joe Gomez's Wi-Fi at the moment. So I have to apologize. He's done me a wrongers this evening, but I'm really good. Looking forward to this evening show.
I think you've done him an injustice. Mate,
No.
I'm telling you.
Did you realize what happened? Do you realize what happened this evening? Talk about the injustice with Joe Gomez.
Go on.
I believe today he had the shortest captain's armband in Liverpool history. All at 1 second. So we can speak about that later on in the show, yeah?
Liberties. Poor Gomez. Well, gentlemen, first and foremost, we going to have to mention, of course, our game last week, the Derby versus the old Blue Shites. Always good to get one over on the old neighbours. And as usual, I expected that they were going to, come out with a bit of gusto and make it a bit difficult at first. And nothing sweeter for me than beating a Sean Dyche team. I tell you that much. Any team that he's at, I want them always to get battered, mate. Trust me. That's one thing I will say. So, as for that game there, we'll kick off quickly with that one because we have to get on to tonight's game. So, first and foremost, was it definitely a sending off for Ashley Young then?
100 all day. Yeah, man's lunged in as a player is approaching the penalty area. He's semi behind him, sweeps his yes. It's just a ridiculous challenge to make. Ridiculous.
And Stoney?
Yeah, definitely. 2 definite yellow cards. I have no problem with him receiving that red there with Ashley Young. We can speak about the thing with Ashley Young at another episode as well, because I think the interesting thing is he the same age as Milner? So he's 38 as well, isn't he? He's
around that kind of age.
Yeah. I'm sure Ashley Young's at 38. Does Ashley Young not get the respect he needs to within the football community? Because we speak about how long James Milner's played. We speak about what impact he's had at teams, and we speak about his professionalism. But Ashley Young certainly must be in that conversation, being 38, has won as much honours or even more, and even more honours abroad. But anyway, that's for another show. But yeah, he definitely deserved a second yellow card.
Okay. How lucky was Konate then?
Yeah.
Did he deserve to walk?
He did. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those yellow cards that when a player gets it, you do think, that's a bit soft, ref. And it would have felt maybe a little bit harsh to have got 2 red cards for the challenges that he made. But by the letter of the law, that should have been a red card.
Okay. Stoney?
Yeah, I thoroughly agree with Professor as well. And I think the quick substitution, I should say, by Jurgen Klopp afterwards, I think probably justified what Professor just said as well. I think it was very obvious that he should have walked. Klopp clearly saw it and thought Konate and obviously Liverpool moving forward got away scot-free. So I do believe that he should have received a second yellow, and he definitely should have walked.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there was no 2 ways about it. And this is the trouble with the game. The inconsistencies with the refereeing and that, and this is what people are arguing about and get upset about. It's very hard, and what they say is, it evens itself out. So what people are trying to say is now that because we got done up against Tottenham, now we've had one that's gone for us basically, but that didn't really work out for me because we was already winning the game.
True.
And Konate was getting off, so we was already winning the game. So. That's not here to me.
And also as well, there was a stonewall penalty on Diaz as well, which for some bizarre reason, all of the commentary teams said wasn't. I was just like, hold on. The guy's slid in. He's missed the ball. You sweep Diaz's legs. It's a foul in the penalty area. It's a penalty. like,
Yep.
like
100%.
anything, for me, that was a bigger penalty than the handball we got.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrible. So gentlemen, what did you think of the performance then against Everton? Overall performance?
Donny.
Yeah, I thought it was a good performance as well. I think so Everton continued with the 4-4-1-1 with Doucouré playing behind Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
I think what was Calvert-Lewin's had such a series of different injuries. I wonder if he's ever going to be able to get back to the level that he was, that allowed him to actually break back into the national team, because he just seemed to be a complete shadow of what he was a few years ago. I think Everton looked like they had set up just to try and contain us, but I mean, going forward, they really didn't threaten to that. I think Onana was quiet. McNeil had a couple opportunities, and so did Harrison. But I think other than that, we seem to be controlling the game. So I think the 2-0 victory for us, it wasn't flattering. I think it was just warranted. And I think Everton will be happy with that, really.
Okay. You think they'll be happy with a 2-0 defeat?
Yeah, I do. I think they'll be happy with that. We're Everton sitting. They're sitting in 16th at the moment. They wouldn't have wanted to play us at that time. So 2-0 victory with Gomez on the bench. So it was fine. It's a good result for us, man.
Okay, but I don't know, because they just come back they just beat somebody. They beat someone before they played us, and they've just had Calvert-Lewin back. He scored as well. So you know what I mean? So I thought that they were feeling a little bit, optimistic, and also they think they found a little formation like with Doucouré in form playing just behind him. They might have thought, you know what, they might can nick something here.
Artie, in all fairness, they were playing against Bournemouth. I say this respectfully because I know Bournemouth are in the Premier League, but they were playing at home against Bournemouth with a 3-0. I think that's yin and yang coming in against us there, man. So, but you're right, it is what it is. That could also have been a banana skin for us.
Yeah.
But look, I'm just happy with the victory anyway.
And how did you think they played, Doctor?
So it's weird, right? Because obviously Everton are our City rivals, and we're always going to have that. Want to see them struggle, but not too bad, if you know what I mean. Like in terms of, you don't want to see like in the sense of, it's not great for the City for Everton to be in the Championship, but it's still going to be terrible.
How bad last season I wanted them to get relegated, bro.
Yes and no. I thought the City works best when both teams in the Premier League.
Listen,
man. But obviously,
sorry to cut you. Let me just say one thing before you go on. Yeah, sorry to cut you, but listen, my thing is this: back in the 80s and the 90s and thing, when Everton were winning leagues and what do you call it, that was rivalry. They're not no rival for nothing now.
I hear you on that one.
And they've been a rival for a minute. They can go.
I hear you on that one.
They can go.
But I still maintain I think it's good for the City that they're in the Premier League. But I guess what I would say on Everton, just looking at them, I thought they've actually got a better team than what their league position says, and the kind of football that they're playing as well. Because when I was looking at their team, I was thinking to myself, okay, Harrison's blatantly good, and Dwight McNeil's he's good, and the midfield three are again good. Doucouré's limited at being a 10, but he's powerful, dynamic, box to box. I think Onana is somebody who I think we should be looking at potentially. And who wants to play in midfield with him?
They have Dele Ali and Gomez, who's always injured. What, Professor, you are such a polite person, and that's what I think I absolutely love about Cop Talk. You are such a polite person. You'll mention about their team. They have, who's the main goalie is Pickford, right?
Pickford, yeah.
The other goalie is Andy Lonergan. I'm sure he's older than Klopp. When you're looking in terms of depth, they really haven't got. They got what's the host player? Is it Seamus Coleman who's got that long-term injury, right?
Yeah.
They got Seamus Coleman. Yeah. They got Ashley Young Is it
So, yeah.
Is it Mikalenko? Have I pronounced his name correctly?
No.
Mikalenko?
Mikalenko's blatantly good, bruv. Like he gives wingers a tough game. Like Mo was quiet.
Wow.
Mo was quiet.
This squad, Everton has a squad that is a championship squad. There, you have to be honest. I mean, if Everton was to go down, I think there'd probably only be 2 players that could possibly be worthy of a Premiership purchasing him. And you've mentioned one of them, Onana, and the other one's probably Decore. The rest of them.
What? Calvert-Lewin, you don't think someone will pick him up?
No, he's got. I think the thing with Calvert-Lewin is, I think it's then, and you know, I mentioned it previously before. I think the amount of injuries, he's a good player, but the amount of injuries, I think any team would be taking a chance on Calvert-Lewin. So go back to what Professor was saying about this squad. I don't think there's 3 players in that squad. If Everton was to get relegated, that any of those 3 players would end up getting into a Premiership team. This squad is just average. Do you not think so?
Okay, so but what does average mean in a sense of, yes, average if for a top team, but I'm just saying if they're 16th in the league, I think Tarkowski's blatantly a good centre back. That young guy who's playing next to him, he blatantly impressed as well.
Braithwaite.
He's decent.
So I'm saying that I feel they've got good players. I just feel that not to say that they should be top 6 or top 8, but they should be mid-table. But like they shouldn't be like in a relegation battle. Personally, when I see the players that they've actually got,
probably down to the manager.
I just think Sean Dyche is just he's just washed, isn't it? Because
I can't stand him.
Because I think Dwight McNeil's blatantly a player. I'll be real.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Welcome to the show, Paul. Paul, when we was talking about Milner and thing, he's saying Milner has one thing. So was Ashley Young. You forget
so was Ashley Young.
He was at United.
We have to put. I'm not. And didn't he win something at Inter Milan as well?
He might well have done.
Milan, yeah.
He won honors at Inter Milan. So I think, and even at United, he actually had honors. So look, I just think, even though he's at Everton, I just still think Ashley Young. Sometimes we speak about players' longevity, still being able to play in the Premiership at whatever level both of them are, probably about 38. I just think that the conversation should be Ashley Young should still be in that conversation about being a very, very good professional and a good servant and a good role model for the Premiership. That is just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
And what I'd say on top of that is I think, yes, James Milner's won things, but he's never won things in a team where he's been a key player. Whereas Ashley Young's won things in a team that he's been a key player. Just throwing it out. So yeah, I agree, man. Obviously, both good professionals. Ashley Young playing at right back at 38 is just nonsense. I can't believe it. When I saw that, I was just like, Diaz, I don't want to see no nonsense for you today. Just run the ball. The first 20 minutes, I was getting better. Like, Diaz, stop it in it, like fix up. Just take it and run at it.
It was the same thing when they played Milner at right back the other day.
Yeah, they did. Brighton.
He got toasted, bro.
I'm just like,
trust me.
These managers are taking the piss, innit?
Yeah.
Milner right back at 38. Nah, no way.
It's so wrong.
Yeah, and that bro, what's his name again for City? I forget his name.
Doku.
Yeah.
Doku.
Yeah. He's naughty.
Roasted.
He must have been rubbing his hands, man. You know what I mean? When you see that.
Roasted. At one point,
get me out there, man. Get me out there. Love that. But yeah, always good to beat them, the Blue Strikes, and get that win. But you know what? More importantly, got the 3 points. Maintain our levels, man. It was great. Great feeling. And then we move on to... Oh, by the way, so before we move on, who was your player of the match?
Who is that? Oh, I'll go off.
It's Everton.
Van Dijk, the captain. I told you he's back. He's back, man. Back.
Okay. Stoney?
Gosh, Van Dijk is back, but Gunman Salah, man. I like the brace. So, Yeah, it's just Salah for me.
Okay, Salah. All right. So we move on from the derby and we move on to tonight's game against Toulouse, and that's right. That's what they came to Anfield to lose. Good evening, Mr. Fitzwarren. Nice to have you on board, sir. Like that. Fitzwarren does message up, he's making sure that Cop Talk is on. I like that. Big shouts goes out to you, bro. So, first and foremost, gentlemen, what did you think? I know we've been playing different teams in the Europa, like Jurg has been given different lineups. What did you think of when you saw today's lineup, though?
So it was stronger than what I was expecting, but then I think it kind of makes sense in that certain players haven't played for a while. So like Jones obviously needs the minutes, and then obviously Darwin didn't start like in our last game as well. So I think it kind of made sense why Klopp played certain people, because even Trent's recently back from injury as well, so he hasn't played that many minutes. Because I was thinking, wow, like, why are you starting Trent? But then I guess equally, it's probably important for some of the players who aren't quite in the first 11 to get a rapport on the pitch. So I'm thinking Gomez, I'm thinking Endo, I'm thinking Gravenberch. I guess it's quite important for like those three players who are going to be like in sync with one another. If it's Gomez going from right back to midfield to join in with Endo or playing centre back, Endo and Gravenberch should probably play like a lot of minutes together as well. So yeah, I think now we need to start seeing these players who aren't always playing week in, week out, but obviously get to know each other's games and whatnot. So I was quite pleased with the team, to be fair.
Okay, Stoney, what did you think?
Yeah, I can only extend on what was just mentioned by Professor as well. I think it was nice. We're aware of the suspension that Jones has in the Premier League, so it was nice that he was still able to play, keep his rhythm up. I think he had a good game. Similarly with Endo, when we played in the league, McAllister's obviously played as a number 6, so it's nice that Endo played there. Good match time for Gravenberch, who was my man of the match. What I thought was really nice as well, and I know we mentioned it in previous games, is about what would happen if Andy Robinson was unavailable, and unfortunately he's had the shoulder injury. We'd obviously spoken about Tsimikas and what would then happen if Tsimikas wasn't able to play at the levels we expected, and who else in our squad is capable to play. So it was lovely that Luke Chambers had an opportunity to play for about, I think he probably played for about 65 minutes, give or take. So it's nice that one of our academy players had an opportunity to play 67 minutes. So I was really happy with the starting lineup. Yeah, really happy.
Okay. Breds.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How is everybody? Hello.
You're still on Jamaica time, I see, yeah?
Well, yeah, kind of. I'll just make it nice and easy, nice and simple. Yes.
Okay. Nice of you to turn up at the end of the show. Thanks everyone for joining us.
I'm bringing all the technical bits that Jamaica have got.
Okay.
The Jamaican Wi-Fi.
Okay. Nice to have you back, sir. Hope you had a good time.
Oh, lovely time. I put on weight, got a little bit darker, and drunk a hell of a lot of rum.
Good man.
Yeah, man. That sounds like a good time. Yes, trust me.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Well done, son. Well done. So, just saying, what did the lads think of the lineup tonight? What did you think of the lineup tonight, mate?
In all fairness, I don't even know the lineup because I've been at training all night. So I've literally come in. I thought it was 3-1. I've got to be honest, and I've looked on the TV. It's now 5. It was 5-1. So in regards to this, I have no clue of the lineup. I have no clue of how the game went. All I know is the scoreline.
Okay. All right. So first and foremost, gentlemen. Well, see, you're not even going to be able to answer the question.
So
what was the lineup? What was the lineup?
So you have to say, Prince. So it was.
All right. It was Kelleher, Luke Chambers at left back, Matip and Gomez in the middle, Trent right back, Jones, Endo, Gravenberch, Elliott, Jota, and Nunes.
Okay.
That was the lineup. So, gentlemen.
But Trent was super inverted. Like he hardly played
Yeah,
it right.
yeah,
Like he just literally went into midfield straight away
yeah.
and just
Straight
sat in midfield.
Straight up. So, Chambers or Gomez at fault for that goal?
Oh, had to be someone's fault.
It's tricky, man. I'd probably say, I don't know. Yeah, like I find it hard to blame Gomez, but then Trent was also deeper than what he should have been as well.
Played him on side.
Yeah. It's a hard one for me with that one. Sorry, like I'm on the fence a little bit because I feel like I don't know if Gomez isn't communicating the line properly or if people are just further back than the way they should have been. So it's a tricky one for me. It's a tricky one, man. Stoney, thoughts? Because
Gonna say,
I think
VW, nice to have you on board, sir. Fitzwarren says Trent. Stoney, Chambers or Gomez at fault for that first goal?
I think it's an interesting one as well. I think for me, I'd probably look that we were playing a high line, and for me, I'd probably have to give credit to, I think it was Donohue was the other forward, wasn't it? Who played the ball through to the other striker, Dalgan, yeah, whatever his name was. Anyway, it was the two strikers. I think we played a high line. They obviously did what they needed to in terms of the first pass and the goal. And for me, I probably looked at it about the offensive side as opposed to the defensive side from us. So I probably wasn't even looking at it to say whether it was Chambers or Trent. I was just looking at about how creative Toulouse actually did that pass to come through, and we were playing a high line. That's just my honest opinion on that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I reckon. I reckon that all three players were at fault in a way, actually. Gomez should have done more when he went half-hearted to close the player down. Chambers shouldn't have go across before he actually saw where the ball was going, and that's what put him out of position. And obviously, Trent was playing the player on, and he was looking along the bloody line. That was the thing. From where he was, that's all. His only job is really to look along the line and see where you are, just to step up and play him offside. Looking along the line and played him onside, which was poor for me. So I think they was all at fault, to be honest. Mr. R&B, good evening, sir. Nice to have you on board. Okay, I'm gonna give this one to Doctor Endo Watch.
better, looked a lot more. So I think his positional play's always been good since he's come to us. But I think what was good today was he took a few more touches on the ball. He didn't just it wasn't just like a hot potato, and he was more confident in taking the ball under pressure and taking that extra touch to open up a passing lane for someone else rather than just taking it and giving it. And look quite tidy. Yeah, like he's quite nimble and agile, isn't he? So he can get his foot around players, and when the ball's quite congested, or so say when there's players around him, he's quite nimble in terms of how he can win the ball back as well. So I thought it was a very encouraging performance. For me, probably his best since he's come to the club. I guess it's about now, can he then perform like this against a better quality of opposition? But yeah, for me, it was a super encouraging performance, and obviously a very good goal. Bizarrely, for somebody who's he's about 5'9", 5'10", or he's not exactly tall, but he's so good in the air. Like he wins a lot of balls in the air. So I think this is something that we can try to exploit from him. Definitely, man. I think his timing and the way he attacks the ball, we should be trying to get him scoring some more goals for us. So for me, I'd probably give Endo a solid 7.5. I think it was good today.
Okay, lovely.
Ooh.
I saw a lot of people in groups talking about that. McAllister might struggle to get back into the team because he should start in that position over Mac 10. Interesting. Stoney,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this one. Luke Chambers watch.
Very happy with Luke Chambers' watch. He played more defensively than Scallion when Scallion came on. Scallion was more about playing more offensive. Scallion was probably attempting to play how Robbo was when we first purchased Robbo. So different type players. This is a young player that, well, obviously he's clearly one of our academy players. I'm happy. It clearly shows that we have Robbo, we have Simicas, we have Chambers, one of our academy players, and then Scallion as well, another one of our academy players. So let's embrace this opportunity as well. Very important game, European fixture. He's made his debut playing in Europe. Steady, didn't do anything overcomplicated, played it simple, but sometimes that's all you need from a young player. So I'm happy with him. Very, very, very happy that he managed to get some game time.
Okay. All right. So let's move on, gents. Jota's first goal. Talk to me about that goal.
Like on it, yeah, like I think I've said this before, but I just think this guy is just a poacher, isn't it? I think he's just such a elite goal scorer. Again, as I said before, that old school little man that played like with that big man in a 4-4-2. But obviously, like in the modern game, he's small, he's dynamic, he's quick, so he's played wide. But I just think if we create a system that allows him to run onto the ball and to take the ball on the half term and drive at people, I just think this guy is lethal because, like, he's like basically like a Jermaine Defoe when I watch him play. Like, small little backlift, accelerates. I'm like, for somebody who's technically quite inconsistent at times, when he's doing that little like that chaos dribble when he's just like running at you, he's lethal, bro. For me, that goal was absolutely world class.
Big goal.
Like,
big goal.
If that was a Sergio Aguero scoring that goal, and I think everyone talks about it was a great goal, I think the guy's lethal, man. We just, yeah, I just think he's just been a bit misused in football. But
for me, I'm trying to figure out what's his best position. Because in actual fact, he can play on the left and he can do a job there. He can play as a 9 and he can play as a false 9. Like the goal, I'm just watching the replay of his goal tonight, where he's absolutely dropped deep, he's turned and he's off again, and he's got really, really good feet, and he drove right in through the center of the defense. So at the moment, I'm trying to figure out: is he a fox in the box? Is he like a Firmino, because he can do that kind of the link job as well? Is he a play? Can he play on the left hand side, which he can do? Which is his best position? And if we do figure out his best position, I think he would just be lethal. And
it's a good question. So I feel, because I've had this debate with a few men about what's his best position, and I think it's tricky. I think sometimes his role is sometimes more important for me than the position that he plays. And I think if we play him wide, then we need to create a system that like allows him to run in on goal rather than asking him to play like a winger, like we might ask Diaz or Mo to play. Yeah. Equally, if we play him centre, then we have to just let him. Obviously, like he can drop deep and link play and do that, but his main strengths are driving into the box and just letting go of shots because the guy's dangerous, and dangerous. Anyway, Stoney, go through. Sorry.
Yeah, I think similarly to what Preds was just saying as well. I think we're blessed to obviously have Jota, and the reason why I mention that as well, he can actually play in a series of offensive positions, and the outcome is always positive. So he's not like a typeset player. So you're right, he can play. You know, our formations are 4-3-3. He can play on the left, he can play centrally, and he can play on the right. And either position that he rotates, he always gives a good performance. And similar to what he actually does for his national team as well. Sometimes you probably see Jota, and I'm talking about opposition teams. They probably see Jota and they probably think, all right, it's Jota, we leave him be. But he delivers. He does actually deliver. And I'll actually hold my hands up. When we did actually purchase him from Wolves, it was probably one of those where, are we sure? Is he coming in as a squad player? But you're right, every time he's there, he delivers. And as you said, he can score goals with his left foot, right foot. And as Professor said, a player that
on his head
doesn't, pardon?
Don't forget his head, you know.
And that's what I was just about to say.
Quality in
And
the head.
thank you. So left foot, right foot. And obviously he's actually got aerial presence as well, considering that he doesn't appear to be a player that's got, like a high stature. So as he said, I think it just works in our favour for us as well. And you're right, he's one of these players, when he's on the pitch, he's either going to create or actually finish off opportunity. And I love it as well as, he got quite a few knocks today. He loves staying on his feet. One of these plays that he rides to tackle, similar to how Eden Hazard used to play as well. When he was knocked, Hazard wasn't going down. And that's how Jota plays as well. So, really good position. And I think we're just blessed to obviously have him at Liverpool.
Yep. Fitzwarren says quality. Yes, Chris Welsh. Nice one, son. Said the lads are back and been found. We found them. They were all over the place as well. I tell you, mate.
Question, gents, and you as well, Artie. So I was just going to say, yeah, go on.
Billy. Yeah, Chris says good performance from us, and he says Gravenberch is so slick. Oh, most definitely. Don't worry about that, mate. Don't worry about that.
So just on Jota, I was just going to say, like, for me, and I'm curious what you guys think as well. I think he's the best finisher at the club by some distance. Like I don't even think he's close.
Yeah, but you know what?
I wouldn't disagree with that.
But you know what? You say that, right? I'm reading in between the lines of what Klopp says and what other people say, and I think it's a close one between Jota and Nunes in regards to the finishing. Because I've heard or
what in
read,
training.
In training, yeah, in
Yeah,
training.
no. We're talking about.
Oh, you're talking about match-wise, in match. Okay.
Yeah, in a match process, man. In training, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can all do that. We're talking about in a match where you have to produce the goods. Jota,
last season.
Jota, though. When I look at really today's game, really at Jota, other than really scoring the goal, he hasn't really done much. He wasn't even mentioned that much.
But you know what? Sometimes, Artie, that's probably a good thing. And I am not comparing these two players, by the way, right? It's just conversation. Some players, and I think the way that I look at Jota is sometimes the game can be played at 80 miles an hour and he's playing at 40 miles an hour because he's just watching him. Sometimes he's walking into spaces and he's just still onto the ball. So you're right, similar to how Haaland will probably play sometimes. Haaland's not involved, but then he has a moment. And I'm just speaking specifically about today's game. The moments that Jota was having was benefiting us as a team. Sometimes you're right, he can just walk into certain spaces and have an impact. And that's probably the quality that he has, and obviously Klopp and the coaching staff to obviously see how he is. The other side of it is, if he does play this consistently, how comes he doesn't start all of the time?
So I think he's a bit like a Oli Solskjaer for Man U, where it's like, and I think just going back to the point that Artie said about him not really being involved, and I do agree with that. But I think the first thing is, off the ball, he's great. His pressing is great. Klopp absolutely loves him. But I think on the ball, I don't think he's our best footballer. So I don't particularly really want him involved. Like, I just want him trying to score goals. And if you're not trying to score goals, then be a decoy or make an off-the-ball run or hit someone out. I just want you just driving towards goal and lashing shots. Just lash shots. Lash shots.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing, though. When he did that today, he did that run, and for me, he nutmegged the brother, and he was in. I knew I would have put my house on it. I knew it was a goal. Bro. That's one thing with him. I knew it was a goal. Bro. There was no worries. You know what I mean? This went through, and I was like, I said 1-0. Yeah, here we go, 1-0.
This is it.
And so done, because that is him for me.
He's one of but he's like Stoney said, he's one of those players. He can score with his left, score with his right, score with his head. He can score a scrappy goal. He can score a tap-in. Like this looks like the signs of possibly a very good number 9 striker. I think like when he plays through the middle, I've been quite impressed with him when he's played through the middle. He's ran the line quite well. He runs in behind. He drops in short. He's got that little bit of understanding with Salah and other players around him. He's one of those. He's a thorn in any team side because
He's
he's like,
awful, man.
you don't know whether
Like,
he's going to come in, whether he drops into his little spaces. And I agree with you, Doc, in regards to I'd rather him be as a number 9 and be something. I mean, running onto through passes but he's showing that he's got other qualities as well. So long may it continue.
remember against Spurs last season when towards the end of the season when I think we were 2-0 up or 3-1 up and then they equalised.
Yes.
And then they gave the ball away and Jota ran onto the game and it was like maybe like the last minute of the game left. We all knew he was going to score. You just knew he was going to score, right?
You didn't want the ball to fall to nobody else but him.
You knew he was going to score, innit? You just knew. Like, there wasn't like, goal. Because he's just, Like, I generally believe if he was, say, 15 years older and he had played in the era of the 4-4-2, I think you're looking at like a 25 goal a season striker. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Chris Welsh says Darwin Núñez assisted Ryan Gravenberch on that position when he could have easily have took the goal for himself. He's the definition of a complete selfless player. Oh my God.
Did you see me about a couple of minutes ago? Because I've gone, oh my God, like that.
Yes, I did.
Do you know what? So you know that you now know.
I knew exactly what he was watching. I knew exactly what had happened. Because I think I had the same reaction with some expletives there, mate, as well. I won't lie. Trust me.
Yeah, I had to check myself. I'm like, oh, I'm online. I can't swear.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Hell.
Now, and this is the difference. Even though it was that kind of it, I still wasn't 100% confident that he was going to score.
Yeah, agree.
I was watching. I was like, when he went around the keeper, I was like, oh. And then I see him hit the post. I was just like, I wasn't surprised.
You know, I've just like watching it, and I watched it again. You can see that he's leaning towards he's stretching and he's leaning towards his right. Yeah. And I think he had. I don't think he realised he had more time than he had. And I think he's hit it a little bit too early. But listen, he hit the post. He got it on target. Opta will say he got it on target. He hit the post, and it was a nice little sit up for Ryan Gravenberch.
And you know, even that as well, Preds, you're right. do you know, even after he hit the post, and we can look back after the game, gents, he actually fell towards his knees, and I don't even think he realised that Gravenberch went through and scored until afterwards. But look, we want our strikers to be scoring those positions, but if he's in a conversation and he's getting there, then he's making progress. So still salute to Núñez anyway.
But Stoney, the boy making me feel like a fool because like the other day. There's me backing him about, you know, that one where he missed it on the line and you lot were saying he should have put it in. And I'm backing him saying, you know what? Yeah, but you know, it was a bit of a hard one. The boy turned me to be a fool. Seriously, it's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I'm backing you all the way, mate. And it's like, all right, you got your goal. He got his goal. Fair enough. But go on, feed your boots, mate. Go on.
Yeah, man.
I would say though, and look, I haven't been Darwin's biggest fan, and like I was saying this to Artie earlier. Obviously, he should have scored, but I think what you can really focus on is his developing technical ability and his dribbling ability. And I just think the way he's killed the first defender, like the feet he's shown there, I was just like, last season, that doesn't happen for me. Like he probably falls over or his touch is bad. But I just think his overall technical play, carrying the ball, driving the ball, even the way he just beats the goalkeeper. So obviously the finish should have happened, but I'm seeing technical development like in his all-round game that's making me think actually I'm seeing what could emerge like a bit of the Fernando Torres profile. So should have scored, but I'm going to rate the emerging ability that I'm seeing. And yeah, I'm quite excited by Nunes, if I'm being honest with you, because I'm just seeing some play. And I'm just like, okay, like the end product ain't quite there yet, but he's still trying to go for people's throats. So yeah,
I'm gonna send a massive shout goes out to Mr. Silver Fox, mate. Big shouts goes out to him. He's from our sister channel as well, Arsenal channel. And I must say, he's the one who does our thumbnails for us each and every week, gentlemen. So when we send out that message there, you got your little picture clip and all that. Got the Fox to thank for that, mate. Mr. Fox. He's always on point. He's busy, but you know what? At work or whatever, he always makes sure
Much appreciated.
You know what he does for me as well now? He even sends them before I even ask him, message him. He said, "Hey, son, I'm on point." He went away on holiday and he sent them to me before he left. You know what I mean? Trust me, man. Big shouts goes out to Mr. Fox, man. I'm telling you, big rating.
You're appreciated, Mr. Fox.
Love that. Mr. R&B says Darwin, still not sure about him.
I'll get off his
but
back.
You know the good thing. You know the good thing that
he's gonna come good, Mr. Fox.
He is. And I think that's what the good thing about Darwin Nunes as well. It's like, I know a couple of shows back, RT was mentioning about how addictive you've become back on Football Manager. It's like when you have a player there and you put him on a training regime over a certain period of time and you see how he's developed and becomes a star player. That is Darwin Nunes for us. We're seeing him developing as a player, and that for me is quite exciting.
Of course,
it's exciting.
Of course.
Massively. I think I said it a couple when he signed that we're getting a rough diamond. Like,
yeah,
you know, at the time when he was at Benfica, he was doing well when he was noticed, and then you can fundamentally see when he came to the Premiership that he wasn't the the full package. But I'm not going to say but, although you can see that there are things that you can definitely work on. And I think you've all kind of gone around and described different things that he's done better on. His running off the ball, his running with the ball, his decision making in regards to the final pass is getting better. Like, these rough edges are now starting to be smoothed out, and it's only going to be goals that's going to give him that much more confidence. And whatever the coaches are doing, they are currently doing a very good job with him.
You know what I did love about that today? Even though he missed that chance and then Gravenberch went on to score, the Kop and everybody else was singing Nunes. That for me was just unbelievable. Anywhere else, and they'll be slaughtering him. But the crowd was singing nothing but Nunes after that.
Yeah, the fans love
everyone.
him
Yeah, because he works so hard. His work rate is second to none, and you can see that he's trying. And probably last season he tried too hard.
Yeah.
And now he's got this second season now, and he's got the love of the Liverpool fans, and Liverpool fans can see. We can see that the boy's got quality. He's exciting. He's a handful. Defenders don't like playing against him because if he gets half a yard, he's gone. You know what I mean? And when you've got the ball on the 50th, 60th, 70th minute, you don't want Darwin Nunes coming running at you. You don't want it. So he's just going to get better.
That's something else he did today as well. When he ran back and did that bit of defending, just inside our own half. And I don't know what happened. Like, if he thought someone else was going to come and take the ball, he just kind of stopped. And then the player, the attacking player came up, was about to nick the ball off him. He shrugged him off for strength and then popped inside the next player and then laid off the ball and moved on. I was like, wait a minute here. This is
what I'd say. See, when we first signed him, I watched him for a few games, and I remember someone saying to me, who are kind of like rating football, he must have said, like, he said something like, we could either change him we could make him into a bit of a Cavani, or we can make him into like a bit of a Torres. Like, he's quite a blank canvas. And when the person said Torres to me, I was just like, in my head, I just thought, bruv, you're chatting shit. So language. I was like, Nunes come like Torres. I was like, Nunes can't control the ball. It hits his ankle. It runs away. But what I'd say, like we were saying, like with Jota and his finishing being a sure thing, you see against Everton, when Nunez was running through for that second goal, I had absolute confidence he was going to find Salah for that pass. Absolute confidence. And that's a huge shift, because even just the way he drives with the ball, it's under control, and then at the last minute slows down, creates that separation, easy layoff. So yeah, listen, I think ratings to the lad. He's clearly worked very hard on his game, and yeah, I think he's going to justify that price tag, man. And if he said that to me, you're gone.
All I'm saying is there is a pattern occurring, gentlemen. Every player that we absolutely batter comes out smelling the roses. They prove us wrong. Or like, look, Curtis Jones. We called him the stripper last year.
Man, call him a stripper.
Yeah.
So, man said he dances like a stripper.
that was KV. That was KV.
Now, since that comment has been made, the lads played for England under 21s, won a tournament. He's consistently been playing in the Liverpool side, captained the Liverpool side, and is now 100 games played for Liverpool.
That's correct.
Maybe we need to do that with a couple others then.
Yeah, definitely. So, and now I think I hammered Jota. He's coming good. We've hammered Nunez. He's starting to come good. So, listen, I think we just got to keep hammering them, and they must be listening somewhere.
Stoney's given some to Gomez.
Oh yeah, he didn't give some to Gomez. He let it out.
Yeah, boy.
Listen, I've got nothing personal against Gomez. Off camera, when we speak afterwards, he has a lovely podcast that I would encourage everybody to watch. I'm not going to mention it on here, but we can speak off camera. But I still believe the period of time that he's been at Liverpool, bar injuries, he should have been at an advanced stage, and he's not. That is just my opinion.
Okay.
We started them off again.
So listen, gentlemen. It's a pity, man. I wish that Preds had seen this now, because you would have been the perfect person I would have been going to you for this one.
Go on, because I think I've seen the highlights.
Kelleher, man, and that pass.
Is that the one where Trent had to go on the line and save it? Yeah,
what a miss that was. What a miss!
It's one of those.
I don't know how he picked out Trent. And Trent was further over to this side of the goal, and you picked it. I was just like, I can't believe this.
But if you see it, if you watch it, right, Trent's he's actually kind of he's played mind games with him, and he's literally just all he's done is made a move to the left as he's hit the ball, and the lad's actually sold it, and he's hit it towards straight directly to Trent.
I don't care what you're doing, bro.
I know. It's crazy.
You don't miss those, man. You don't miss
that.
those. And the European football, you don't be missing those chances, man. Come on.
I know, man. I know. I just think Trent done that was. I've got to be honest. If that was probably a few seasons ago, Trent wouldn't have gone round and gone to the to the goal line and made an effort to try and save it. And I think that's just plaudits to him in regards to he's matured, and I'm just saying all this so we forget about Keller's back pass. By the way, that's all I'm doing.
Don't worry,
I'm never gonna go against Goalkeepers Union.
I know. Bingy, big shouts to you, Bingy. Nice one for joining us, sir. Bingy says that was worse than Nunez' effort. By far. No, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
What is it with right? Maybe what everyone's gonna say it was on his left peg or whatever, but why are people still trying these tight passes, these keepers in these positions, man? Play the law of averages. Clear the ball.
Artie, I think it is, right? I think it's one of this new type way that managers and coaches have got teams to play and also goalkeepers to play as well. And it's almost as if the goalkeeper has now become the sweeper. So they want goalkeepers to be able to be good and be able to play in tight positions. And it's just that thin line between whether it's successful or unsuccessful. And today, as Preds was saying, if it wasn't for the quick thinking of Trent, that could have gone left field, and we would have been speaking about the default, what Keller was unable to do, as opposed to anything else. But you're right. I think it's just a thin line, and the way that goalkeepers are playing have probably completely changed. I think even if we look at what Arteta's currently attempting to do at Arsenal, with Raya and Ramsdale, both goalkeepers, both really good. But Arteta's looking at one goalkeeper to play in a completely different way. Errors are going to be played. I mean, I do not play at a Premiership level. My manager is completely asked us to play completely different, whereas our goalkeeper is literally playing as a sweeper at the moment. It's hard.
Yeah, what I will say on that one is that he's not 100% at fault, because the ball Matic gave him on his weaker foot was appalling. It was like a bouncing bomb. Now, rightly so, Keller should have done better. But yeah, he should have done better. But I don't think the pass helped him out.
All right, pass didn't help him out. All right, but there's two things you can do for me. He still tried to pass the ball. So number one is put your foot through it, welly the ball, right? And then number two is you play out wide, away from the goal. Do you understand? That's, you know what I mean? You play safety, man, first. My thing is this, right? I know that keepers and that, but you know what? You are there to stop goals.
I get that.
That's
but
what you are there to do.
I get that, and I'm watching the replays. I don't think he tried to play. He tried to lift it over. But like I said, he should have done better. I'm not denying that. He should have done better. He should have got purchase on the ball and actually got elevation on it, so it actually went a bit high. But I also feel like the pass didn't help him out. It was a bouncing bomb on his weaker foot. But I'm not going to rationalise. He should have done better. But I don't think he looked to try to play out though. His body shape and the way he's actually finished his leg position after he's hit the ball, it didn't look like he was trying to pass it. It looked like he was trying to get it, but it bounced in front of him and he just mistimed it. But it was a crap ball from a centre half, and you should have known better.
Had to finish with that line, didn't it? Had to finish with that line. Yes, I tell you. Nice to see the old boy Gakpo back.
Yep.
Nice to have him back in the fold, man. So it's another option for us again. So, and you know what? He came back and he looked like he hadn't been away, to be fair. Looked like he hadn't been away. So yeah. Definitely.
Gakpo, he's another player who's I'm quite excited about. He's showing little signs of what he's doing, and he's a very, very good technical player. And he's getting about himself. He's physically strong as well. And some of the passes and some of the flicks, and there's so much more to come from him. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, definitely. So man of the match. Stoney's already spoke that. He said that within the first 2 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
So should I mention it again, just in case anybody just tuned in?
You can do.
I missed it, mate. I missed it. Go on.
My man of the match. My man of the match was Gravenberch. Just my man of the match was Gravenberch. Just so, and I think the reason why I said that, I thought what was quite interesting was the interchanging between Endo and Gravenberch. So even though Endo started as a 6, there was periods of times where Endo moved up. Obviously, when he got the header, that Gravenberch switched as well. So I haven't seen that under Klopp, where we've got 2 players playing as a number 6 interchanging, and I thought that was quite interesting about that little tactical switch today. So that's why Gravenberch was my man of the match today. I actually thought he played that quite well today. I was quite pleased.
Okay. And anybody in the comments, let me know who you thought your man of the match was as well. So, Doctor.
Yeah, Ryan as well. Listen, I thought he's been very good since he signed for us. Obviously, there's things that he needs to learn in terms of the team tactics, our pressing systems, and I guess it's normal like tactical instructions that you need to learn like when you move to a new team. But I think in terms of his individual ability and his application that he's showing, he's certainly further ahead and showing more than what I thought he had at this stage of his career. And I'll be honest, I don't hype Liverpool players because they play for Liverpool at all. I never have. I just literally just judge what I see. And what I'm seeing from him is somebody who I think could potentially become world class. I just think he's got everything to his locker. And everyone knows that I love Curtis. But what Ryan's got that I don't think Curtis has quite got yet, it's almost like Ryan can carry the ball left foot, right foot, but the picture in his head always stays open and the picture changes with what's happening around him despite keeping the ball under control. And I just think we're going to see him drive with the ball, pass the ball late, slip people in. I just think his technical ability is ridiculously high. And yeah, I think 18 months, 12 months time, he could be talking about one of the best midfielders in the world personally. So yeah.
I think he's fitted in very well in a quick space of time. And he's looking very, very comfortable now. And looking like, you know what, I belong here and I'm going to show you what I can do. That's what I'm starting to see from him. And I'm really liking that. And I am liking that. Definitely. You know what? It's like the legs that we didn't have last season as well. I'm seeing the energy and that up and down, but not with just energy. It's got techers with it as well to go with it. That counts for a lot, man. And I'm telling you, yeah, definitely. I think this boy is going to be something, man. Definitely.
Yeah, it's just a shame that we didn't go all out for him when he was at Ajax and Munich showed more interest in him, and he chose Munich, and it didn't work out. And I've been singing about this kid since he was Ajax. Like he came on the scene early doors. He handled himself, and he's come to Liverpool. You know when good players can play with good players. And he seems like he's getting better and better with every game that he plays. And it's going to be a good, but hard selection for Klopp, because when you've got Szoboszlai fit, when you've got Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Gravenberch, Mac 10, like, you know, Endo. And if you think about it, Gravenberch 6'3", Szoboszlai 6'2". Like
Jones is about 6'1" to 6'2".
Jones is 6'1". So we've got, you know, Nunes is 6'1", 6'2". Plus you've got the two, they're all three centre halves. You know, we're getting to be that big side.
Cody's about 6'3".
Yeah.
But
so,
Gravenberch,
and hopefully if we can add Andre to that as well in that midfield. Listen,
see, because I think
it's looking mouthwatering, isn't it? It sounds mouthwatering.
I'm telling you.
See, because I think it's when I'm looking at the team, I feel it's the most athletic midfield we've had personally. I think even the peak midfield of who would it have been? It would have been Ginny, Fabinho, and Henderson.
Remember, Coutinho was in there at some stage as well, you know. Remember,
but he wasn't really a legs man, though. If you know what I mean, in terms of like, yeah, like he could move around the pitch, but I just feel like the athleticism that we've got right now, as a group, I think it matches that. But then the technical abilities that we've got right now is just like a different level. I think our midfield is ridiculous. Like I think we need that elite six, but yeah, it's like a sky's the limit. And what I can't wait is for us to play City, because I just think for the first time in a very long time, we've got players across the pitch who are technically like very good and also very good 1v1. Because let's just say we put a midfield three out of Szoboszlai, you can pick Mac 10 or Curtis or Ryan, like whoever. Any of those three are pressure resistant. Any of those three can dubs a Rodri or a Kovakovic. Like anyone can do that. And I just think like we've got man who can just take their like opposing player out and create something. And it's going to be interesting like when we play against City and they're going to try and press us, even in Arsenal, to let these boys play, man. And I think this is partly the reason why we've looked so good when we've been down to 10 men, because we've still got players who can dribble past their opposing player, beat one man, beat two men, and make stuff happen. So, yeah, Listen, I've got carried away, but I'm happy to do it, man.
Yeah.
Yo, doctor, what do you call it? Teresa's got a message for you.
Legs, man. Yeah, we got legs, isn't it? Athleticism. There you go.
But do you know what's quite interesting about that? As Doctor was saying, look at the transition, the quite a very quick transition as well. If you think of the midfielders that you've actually mentioned, and prior to that we had Fabinho, Henderson, and Thiago. And now look at the midfield now. So I agree with you in terms of the legs. That is a massive transition, you know.
Massive.
It allows us to play a style of football that is in contrast to what we could have done with those previous three players as well. So, yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, well, it's only natural. I mean, how many Henderson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum was, remember, like our go-to, what you call it, and then you know, Milner came in there as well. But it was fundamentally those three in there. Now we've got the ones that I've already spoken about. On top of that, you got Stefan, who's injured, but he's on his way back. And then you still, regardless of his age, you still got Thiago, who's a quality footballer. Whether or not he'll play every week, very much doubt it. But he's still a quality footballer. So you've got a group of 6 very good, young, attacking, got legs. Apart from Thiago, you can see like when we're defending, the gaps that were very wide last year. In terms of Henderson and Fabinho are probably 2 or 3 yards behind. You know what I mean, in respect of the game pace. Whereas now, Szoboszlai, he's on the front foot. Mac 10, he's on the front foot. Endo, for what I'm seeing, he's on the front foot. Curtis Jones on the front foot. And the gaps are very short and very, very sorry, the gap between them are very short. And the pressing off the ball seems to be working as well. So
Definitely.
yeah, man. Loads of legs, man. Loads of legs.
Yep. Loads of
Yes, pause. Hey, Reese, listen. We needed a comment. Like,
hey, Doc, you got to sort him out.
Got
He's
legs,
coming for you.
Comma, man. Like, not legs, man. There you go. Legs, comma, man. Jesus Christ.
He's coming for you for your grammar. What
and then,
say?
All right. And then we got to just talk quickly about Mr. No Respect. Come on for a few minutes and have to pop a man in the box and then bang one in with my right peg.
Top corner, manners, top
bro.
bags.
Huh? No manners. Hey? Mo Salah, the Egyptian king, mate. Hey?
Yeah.
Well, what I don't mind saying on that is, and I know my son will be listening to, I know he's tuning in his bedroom, and I'm just doing this for the purpose of recording. My son said, Dad, it is 70 minutes. Why on earth is Mo Salah coming on? And you're already 1-4. And I said, son, you have to under nature of football. He's not coming on for his match or game bonus. He will deliver. And lo and behold, he did.
What do you mean he's not coming off for his? What do you mean he's not coming off for his bonus?
He wasn't coming in for it.
Why is Salah?
He didn't come on he didn't just come to pick up the bags, you know. Financially,
he said, "Listen, boss."
He came on to have an impact, and that is beautiful, man.
My daughter was saying to me, Daddy, why is Salah not starting? And I said, listen, he's resting him, man. We got a game on the weekend. We don't really need to play him, blah, blah, blah. So she was in the kitchen doing something when he scored. And I said, Maya, he scored. She came to see, I told you. That's why he's been playing. I said, yeah. It's true, man. He's just got no respect, man. He
got no respect, man.
Or just...
No, man, I'm telling you, it was all about goal bonus. When you got forwards like that, bruv, goal bonuses are a massive thing. I'm not saying that he don't need it.
Goal bonus after you on 350 bags a week.
Yeah, listen, as a striker, you want your bonus as well, bro.
He should be playing other people's goal bonus.
Hey, listen, he told the gaffer, listen, put me on there. I just want to score a goal, innit? You know what I mean? And plus he gets his legs going for Saturday.
Mr. R&B
he's only playing Forest, though.
Mr. R&B says that he heard Elliot played well as well. Yeah, Elliot was all right today. Elliot was all right.
Yeah, I thought he was all right.
He was all right. Jota and
He's
Endo
learning
goals
the
are
trade,
standout goals for me. Endo is a bloody dwarf. How did he score that header? Keep telling people, man, you don't have to be tall to score goals and be good in the air, man.
Thank you. And
It was about the
Artie, I say
quality,
that
mate.
all the time.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
No, listen, hear the joke. And this is what people don't realize tuning into the show. You see, at an angle, I'm like 6'4". In real life, I'm 5'4", but at an angle with a little light, I'm like 6'4". So that's
What a couple cushions. What a couple cushions. The man said 6'4".
Mate, I was going to say, I was going to say
did
in
you mean
person.
64?
In person, you're 5'4", but your character is 6'4".
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go.
See?
Yeah. Agree that one.
Yeah, we did mention that Chris Welsh, man. I tell you, nobody can believe that one. I tell you, yeah. We're still in shock about that. Yeah, it's 6'4". Oh, that is quality, mate. I tell you. So Sunday, we're back in action. Nottingham Forest. Different proposition again. How do we see that one going, gents?
We're just gonna, you know what? Not to say that we need to remember the game from last season at their place, but we need to. This is the time where these teams, we need to go and beat these teams and beat these teams comfortably, because in previous seasons we've struggled against these teams.
We lost to them.
We lost to them.
Season.
Yeah. You know, and when it a tight one at Anfield last year as well.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure. It was a quite so. Like Liverpool need to don't take the foot off the pedal. We need to just keep going and keep, this momentum getting bigger and bigger, and we need to taste blood and we need to get after them, break them down, and go and enjoy ourselves.
Okay.
Sounds easy, doesn't it?
No, you're saying what you would like to. I said, what do you see happening though?
I would see. I see us going at the front from the whistle, going at them, bopping them. All right, and if we can get early goal, two early goals, I can see it being, potentially another Bournemouth from last season when we're scoring 7s and 8s, and I would like to see that. I would like to see it because the feeling and the spirit within the squad, within the club, within the supporters. Yes, we're all kind of getting excited about it, and why not? Why should we not get excited about a team that's, Klopp has done his bit in regards to changing the team, and the team looks exciting. We look exciting again. We look like, on the counter attacks. When we played against Newcastle, when we beat them in the last minute, we look energy, pace, athleticism, technical ability, and it's all starting to come. And the thing is, who's the oldest one at the moment in that team?
What, in the Liverpool team?
Your Liverpool team at the moment, probably VVD and Matip. Matip, VVD in the 30s. You got Thiago, but if you look about everyone else, like Robinson's 29, 30, but you've got Trent's 26, and then you go with Mac 10, 24, 25, Szoboszlai 22,
23,
23, Nunes,
23.
Yeah, you got Nunes, Curtis Jones, like what's his name on the other one, on the left hand side, the Colombian Diaz. You're like, but what we need, but what we do need to do is to put these teams to bed, and that's it. I would like to put them to bed.
I fully agree with that, mate. Stoney, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, I see it being a victory for Liverpool. I think with Forest are currently making that transition. Tottenham bought Johnson, didn't they? One of the board, So I think their main threat is, and I'm not going to say that I'm able to pronounce the striker's name, begins with A, ends in I. There you go. Thank you very much. Wikipedia.
I think he might be just coming back from injury because he was injured.
There you go. So I think in terms of that offensive side, then I think then we should be okay, but we don't want it to be a banana skin. Let us go out, do what we did against Everton, do what do what we did against Toulouse today. Just wipe them out the way straight away in the first half, so we can relax, have our Earl Grey in the second half, and then we just move on to the next game really for us. So I see it being a victory for us.
Okay. And Doctor?
Yeah, I just think Forest are gonna sit back and try and hit us on a counter attack. If Awani, that's he says, yeah, there you go. If he is playing, then it's going to be that kind of pace and power on the counter attack. But again, I just think our centre backs are set up to counter that quite well. We have improved a hell of a lot in our defensive transitions. The spacing from back to front is much better. The defense are holding a higher line. So yeah, I just think in general we are much improved, and we are particularly good at controlling possession against teams that want to sit back. So yeah, like unless something freaky happens, I'll probably see us winning about 3-0. To be fair,
Okay.
Mo Brace.
Chris Welsh says the only threat from Forest are their forwards. So Chris Wood has been playing up front while Thing's been out, and I think he scored 2 the other day for them in their last game.
And you've got Gibbs White, who plays in that number 10.
White, yeah, got Gibbs
White's
White.
a player, he's a player.
You got Elanga. They got Elanga as well. And if I know it's against Luton Town, but Luton Town are still in the Premiership, so you've got to kind of take thingy. They play some really good football against Luton Town, but then they've also got that kind of Achilles heel where one goal goes in, it all goes pear-shaped. I just think Liverpool's mindset has to be, right, we can't take our foot off the pedal. Or we can't kind of disrespect Nottingham Forest. We have to go at them.
No, I agree, mate. Chris says, time to cut our losses with Thiago. Boy, I thought I was harsh on Keita, but I'll arrange the Uber for Thiago to send him to a Spanish hospital to be bed model for them. Oh, my days. So, yeah, apparently Thiago was close to coming back, and then he had a little setback again.
Do you know what? It's always frustrating and worrying when players are injured. Well, should I say, get injured again whilst they're injured already. And it just feels like with Thiago, I think he's been re-injured, twice now since he's been trying to come back. And look, at present, we haven't needed him. And yeah, hopefully he comes back and plays a part. But I guess until then, what is it? Is it Murder, She Wrote? Or like whether one of those phrases are? I don't know what the actual phrase is, but yeah.
I'd be happy if we can get Andre in January. Then I'd let Thiago go.
Yeah, I agree with you. So
he'd be on about half the wages as well.
Thank you. I agree with you, Artie. So Andre comes in hopefully, because I think it's not just a case of Andre playing the latter stages of the Copa Libertadores, but then they have the World Club Cup. So I think we probably have to look at that time period. But I agree with you. Andre come in and then Thiago go out. Let Thiago go and get some extra finance to look after his family and go Saudi. So finance in, finance out. Player in, player out. But I agree with you.
He went to Turkey.
Trying to scupper the deal, apparently. Edu has been talking to Andre.
And that's what the issue is going to be.
Yeah, trying to get him to go to Arsenal.
That's what the issue is going to be, yeah.
Well, I think Liverpool also looking at that lad, the Argentinian lad from Boca.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's looking at Ezekiel. So, you know, there's two good potential players, and if you get one or the other, you know, it's a good signing. But I very much doubt you'll see Thiago in a Liverpool shirt again.
Especially if he's getting injured kicking the grass, mate. I tell you.
Yeah, I think it's one of those.
He's getting money to feed up by the physios. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Bingy, don't hold back, mate. Just say it how it is.
Yeah, mate. I think you got a point there. You know what? To be honest, as long as we can get somebody else in, yeah, we can let him go, man. We can let him do one. I don't mind that. I've got nothing against that at all. And like you said, we've not needed him so far. But you know what? It's a long old season.
Yeah, but you know
So
what?
this is why I want to get somebody in first, though.
Yeah, but if you think about it, and I'm a Thiago supporter.
Yeah, of course.
But at the moment, if he was fit, could you really see Thiago play?
No, I don't see it.
Even if he's at this current moment, as quality player as he is, and what he's done in his career, I still can't see him as a starting player at this current moment.
I think if you remember last season, I spoke about Chris. Who would you rather, Thiago or Keita? You know, flipping it. Frying pan and fire comes to mind.
Yeah, telling you.
If you remember last season, I said that thing is with Thiago, we was getting a lot of stick about Thiago because about his injuries then as well. But the one thing I did say about Thiago is, and this is how I personally would use him, is I would have him on the bench and I would bring him on in games where the games are tight and we need to retain the ball. That's one of the qualities that he does have. He's lovely at keeping the ball and just giving that little pass and knocking it here and there. You know, you're 2-1 up or whatever. You just need to keep the ball. You know, you're trying to kill off the game. That's why that.
Yeah, but you know what?
He wouldn't be a starter for me.
But even on that, but I agree with you as that one. But even as a player coming on to kind of keep us playing, that's not Liverpool way. For us to keep on playing, for us to shore up to keep the ball, is to go and attack at the moment. And I just don't know what role Thiago plays, because Endo, like you got Endo, who's progressively slightly getting better and better, hopefully. You know, Szoboszlai can play in that number 6. Mac 10 can play in that number 6. So really and truly, like, what does Thiago offer other than coming on in the last 10 minutes for us to keep the ball?
I agree with you. Yeah. And I think the moment we moved to this new formation where the number 8's pushed up into that kind of hybrid 10 role, it's almost like, where would you play Thiago? Because you wouldn't really ideally want him to be your main 6. You almost want him to play next to the 6, but then think about the way Curtis Jones has played the role and the athleticism he's shown, but crucially as well, the ball retention and the control. Would you be starting Thiago over Curtis Jones right now? Personally, I wouldn't.
But
so
the range,
I think maybe
the range of passing that Gravenberch is doing as well. Ain't that kind of
This is it. Like, yeah. To be fair, obviously Thiago is one of the best midfielders of his generation. A wonderful technician, probably still the best technical player at the club.
We found a role for Thiago.
Nah, man, I'm taking the piss. Man said he's feeding up the physios. Man said like he's a bed model.
That's it. Printing off number 6.
And now he's in the club shop.
Oh my days.
Listen, Thiago will still play, I think, this season, and he'll put down some levels. But I just think, the way the team's evolved, the way the team's evolved, he's not needed in the same way, and this is it. Now we've got these technicians in the midfield. Like, even guys like Trent aren't needed as they used to before, because if Trent doesn't play now, McAllister and Szoboszlai, they can still play ball and dictate the game and whatnot. So I just think, we've become a much more well-rounded team who aren't relying on individuals like we did in the past. So,
But saying that though, we don't know what happens in the background. Like Thiago, not saying that he's not much of an impact at the moment on the pitch, but who's to say he's not an impact off the pitch?
I agree with that, because he speaks multiple languages.
He's a positive. He's a pro. He's an ultimate professional. He handles himself like a serial winner. He in much as what he's not given on the pitch, I think we've got to be also a little bit careful and balance it out in regards to he must be given something off the pitch. Impact-wise, regards to
bro, listen, that's not worth 200 bags a week.
No, this is the point. I think he was on less wages. 200 bags.
I'll go and hire an interpreter, bro. If that's the case, I could hire an interpreter, brother. Give him 10 bags a week. How's that?
You got me.
Yeah, how's that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Free.
But do you know what though? I think Freds is right in the sense that I feel like Thiago's one of these guys who set standards on the training pitch as well. Because if you think about it, he is still
Dude,
the
Thiago?
baller. Yeah, in the sense of
How
is
could he,
still,
brother? How could if he's injured?
well, when he's fit, but he is still the baller in the squad. He is still the man who the other players will look at and be like, boy, like, listen, I thought I was good, but then I saw Thiago on the training pitch and I'm thinking, actually,
Yeah.
there's still levels for me to kind of reach. So he
15
still does
minutes.
have that respect of the other players in terms of his actual ability. But on 200 grand a week, then, like,
Imagine,
you need more than that.
imagine this. Endo, Gravenberch, Matt Ten and Szoboszlai probably haven't seen him kick a ball.
Yeah, but everyone knows about Thiago. though.
They
Everyone
probably haven't
knows.
seen him kick a ball, bruv. Imagine that.
It-
That's
He
terrible.
must be close to being fit again. He must
That's
be.
terrible. Man says
Yeah, but
Ashkelani's still available, you know.
At Kalani, you know. Blood clot.
Aklani was mate. Those are those
No,
dark
it's
days.
so
man.
now. I'm only putting it because I ain't gonna lie. Like when he's fit, man, he's a class footballer. There's no two ways about
Must
it.
have, yeah.
His techers, his levels, man. Trust me. He beats players without even touching the ball. Tells you that body fit, and you're gone, mate. You're gone.
It's very rare. It's not rare, but it's like when you get players who are 2 or 3 yards ahead of individuals up there.
Yeah.
Like he's 3 or 4 passes ahead of person, and that's the kind of element that he brings in as well. And I get what you're saying. 200 grand to sit to be on the sidelines and giving information and X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
I get that.
Speak
I get
Spanish.
that. Yeah. You know, but I think some of those young players will find that his experience, even just to be able to sit down and have a conversation with someone like Thiago, would be beneficial for him. Not 200 grand's worth, but
yeah, I'm telling you.
And also,
Yes,
last season, he carried the midfield for a long time last season. Like Thiago was the one who was doing most of the sprints, the presses. It's almost like, how is Thiago tackling more than Fabinho and Henderson? At one point, I probably do think that he's probably broken down because of how we were using him last year.
Yeah, man, Klopp broke him, bruv.
Yeah, right.
Look what's happened to Henderson, Fabinho. Like you get to a certain point in the Klopp's team that if you're not physically ready, you're going to break. Your body's going to struggle, and Thiago's body has struggled. Regardless whether it's the training, how they're training, or the tempo of the games in the Premiership, or the physicality of it, because
hopefully now though, that won't be so much because I see he's using a lot more rotation.
This is it.
Before it was the same players over and over again.
Yeah.
So now
it's a point.
Yeah, hopefully now we won't see that.
Because I've got to be honest, Thiago has not run as much as he has ever done in any of his previous clubs. Up until Liverpool. He has not run as much as he has done for Liverpool.
Especially last season. That was embarrassing. I'm just like, how are you using Thiago like he's Mascherano? Or like, what's going on here? Really? Why can't other players run? I'm like, how is this 34-year-old and 35-year-old deep line playmaker having to be covering the grass and tackling and clapping man because other guys just can't run no more? It's like, what has happened to us?
Yeah.
But
okay. Well, gentlemen, it's been a blast. Thank you very much, Doctor.
My bro, blessings.
Yes, my brother. And Mr. Yardi, thanks very much for putting in an appearance.
Oh, well, it's my pleasure, and it's great to be back. And before we go, all right, I just wanted to let people know on Sunday there is a charity game at Maidenhead United Football Club. It's all in regards to raising money and raising awareness for my old captain at Yeading Football Club, Darty Brown, who's unfortunately got diagnosed with a very rare form of cancer. So so we've got a bit of an all-star game. There's a load of non-league, ex-professionals who are all coming out to show their support, and we're going to get the Zimmer frames out for some of us, and we're going to be playing. But yeah, 3 o'clock kickoff at Maidenhead United Football Club. It's a family affair as well, so you know there's all sorts for the kids as well. There's a raffle, there's auctions, but basically, in effect, we're trying to raise money for Darty Brown to receive treatment in America. They don't need the treatment here, so that's why we're all coming out in support for him on Sunday. That's Sunday, the 29th of October, at Maidenhead Football Club. And if you live in London and you're at Shepherd's Bush, there is a free bus service from Shepherd's Bush going to Maidenhead as well. Yeah, and there is a GoFundMe page as well. So yeah, thank you very much for letting me share the message.
Man, come on, man, all in a good cause. And Darty is a local lad, known by many people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Didn't know him personally, but I knew of him. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people who know him. So yeah, man, all the best with that, man. And hopefully, yeah, we can get him the help that he needs, man. Seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
Stoney, my brother.
Yeah, look, thanks very much. I'm on as I said earlier, apologize for the Joe Gomez dial up, but it was
Carry on, bro. You carry on.
You know what's gonna happen one of these days? I'm gonna be out and someone's gonna pick me up by my neck and it's gonna be Joe, you know. I'm telling you. But listen up, in all seriousness, thanks everybody for tuning in once again for our show this week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're here, Cop Talk, every Thursday at 10 p.m. Share our content. We're always going to be here. We look forward to your comments and we look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday.
Damn right. Damn right. Okay, my peoples. Get out of here.